want to mention that there's a report right now that says, according to the New York Times, Senator John McCain has picked his running mate and will formally announce his choice on Friday at 11 a.m. in Dayton, Ohio, which obviously is a very important state. A Republican, no one has won the presidency without winning the state of Ohio, the Buckeye State, since 1956. You must think I'm just a wealth of useful and useless information, but it's really my trusty researcher, Brian Goldsmith, who feeds me all this stuff. Anyway, it says McCain's potential running mates were in what amounted to a high-stakes waiting game Wednesday as the Republican presidential nominee in waiting prepared to announce his running mate in the coming days. The two believed to be under the most serious consideration, Tim Pawlenty and former Massachusetts, oh, by the way, he's the governor of Minnesota, and Mitt Romney, of course, the former governor of Massachusetts. Okay, that's all I can really read right now. Two other possibilities said to be longer shots, Joe Lieberman and Governor Tom Ridge. Okay, so I got to go to Dan Bartlett on this and ask him about John McCain really quickly. So, Dan, you heard that. I mean, are they trying to steal a little thunder from this big night? What's going on here?
Well, this is the pattern all week. It's been some smart tactical strategy by the McCain campaign to try as much as they can on a big night like tonight, where the Democrats brought out their biggest guns, to try to throw a little bit of speculation, a little chum in the water on a vice presidential pick. The media always takes the bait when it comes to who can get there first, and that was rippling through here during the speeches. And you can probably expect more of this kind of floating going out over the next 24 hours, and then boom, Friday, they're going to really drop the hammer, announce the new candidate, try to step on Barack Obama's speech, stop any momentum, and really turn all attention to Minneapolis.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Dan, because we've got an internet question, and this is Ted from Connecticut. He says, do you think the consideration of Lieberman is a fleeting attempt to steal disgruntled Hillary voters? What do you think of that?
I don't know if it's fleeting. I think it's actually a very honest and serious conversation within the McCain campaign. I think it was noted earlier on the broadcast that John McCain and Joe Lieberman are probably the best of friends when it comes to the United States Senate. I think if you could throw all other political considerations into the wind, a lot of people believe John McCain would pick Joe Lieberman. So I actually think it's a serious conversation. And what they have to calculate is that the train wreck that would actually happen next week at the convention, if he were to pick Joe Lieberman, a Democrat, could that be made up in the number of independents or discerning Democrats who are maybe not be comfortable with Barack Obama? They're trying to do that calculation now. He's obviously made up his mind. I personally don't believe he'll go that route. I think he'll go a more traditional route. We have been a country that has used our political nominating process within our own parties to elect our presidents. I don't see the dynamic changing much here. The closing of the polls, I think all those things will lend to a more conventional pick and not Joe Lieberman.
Oh, by the way, I should correct myself and say no Republican has won the presidency without winning Ohio.
That's true.
Since 1956, so I stand corrected. I want to make sure I get my political factoids correct. By the way, Dan, thank you very much.